Good afternoon. I'm Mary Bensel, Executive Director of the Van Wezel, and you are watching At the Van Wezel, our summer edition. And isn't summer one of our favorite times, Jules?
I love the summer edition.
I do too. The
Yeah.
only thing is Sarasota is so fabulous in the summer. The only thing, the rain. Oh my goodness, we had our first Friday Fest and it rained on us, but the people were so nice. And yesterday's was the band, and we had a great time until it came down. But I should tell you, our plans are in the future, of course, to bring, if we have a rainy day, to bring the Friday Fest onto the main stage and then have the food in the grand foyer. Unfortunately, on our first one, it was gorgeous all day, and it was still beautiful, and at the beginning of Friday Fest, and then boom. But we are, I hear it's
And it's hard to make that decision at that time, because then you have to break down the stage, and that just takes
and you can't put
time.
people at risk when you're outside and it's lightning.
Absolutely
But Julia, who is the official weathercaster at the Van Wezel, she drives us insane with updates about the weather. Oh my gosh. And anytime anybody mentions anything, she explains to you about, you know, bands and chills and fronts, and it's like, oh my goodness, Jules, I am tired of your weather forecast.
Okay, I'm here to tell you it's very nice outside today, and the sailboats look lovely.
Yes, they do, and I hear
That's the other distraction we have at the Van Wezel.
Yes, and I hear your forecast for the rest of the Friday Fest is bright sunshine and beautiful weather.
Yes, it is. It's supposed to be absolutely gorgeous.
And all the clouds are gone.
All the clouds are gone.
So our next Friday Fest is on Friday the 13th of July.
But that's a good thing. That's always a good thing.
It's reversing our luck, right?
That's correct. That's correct.
And we have a hot guy coming, and he is Adrian Ray. And tell me about Adrian, Julia.
Well, he's like heavy country with classic rock. And as we all know, that's where rock got started, was from country. So
and country has gone so mainstream, hasn't it?
Yeah, and he's going to be a honey, so I wouldn't miss him for anything.
Honey, you heard it here, and you heard it first. But I love country, and it's fun, and you know, and they had, gosh, for Kenny Chesney, they had 40,000 people up there, and it was a wild concert.
Oh, I know.
But
they won't have anything over Adrian Ray. And
no,
well,
the thing about Friday Fest is you can dance here, and people dance like crazy. We have great food vendors. You know, we're really lucky from having Golden Eagle, our beer distributor here, with all sorts of fabulous.
Oh, and let's talk a few seconds, and you might already have planned on it, but. Speaking of our things that are going on during Friday Fest, how about that Corvette?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, we have a surprise somewhere in this reel here.
Oh gosh, a picture of me in this beautiful red Corvette. And I am here to tell you, with both knee replacements, I could easily get in that Corvette and get out.
She managed to get in
but once I got
grab
in,
the keys.
But once I got in, I didn't want to get out. But you know the funny thing about those keys? They weren't the keys to the Corvette. Somebody had been in the car before me and left their keys. And we got them to the owners.
Oh, good.
But who is, tell us about this.
It's Sunset, I'm going to have to go through this. Sunset Chevrolet Buick GMA auto dealers.
Well, you heard it from us.
They are wonderful. Well, they're one of our presenting sponsors. Yeah.
And do they have a special contest going on or something?
They do. And I was hoping you could fill me in on a little bit, because you seem to be right in on the mix over there.
I want you to do it.
Yeah, they were very excitingly spoke with Cliff Rolls, who is our lovely MC, and we just love him to death. They had a contest, and someone could fess up if they had the right pick of something when they went into the drawing over at Sunset, and would receive the keys to the Corvette. So we didn't have a winner that day.
But we will.
But we will, because they're.
And then Metro PCS is our other presenting sponsors, and they're a great phone company. And this is their second year with us, and they have been so fabulous. And so come on down, see the beautiful
And we have all kinds of giveaways. I mean, some of our vendors give stuff away all.
We give away tickets to shows. You know, and you can win special prizes here, and that's in between the breaks on the band. And I also think what's a lot of fun is Cliff Rolls is such a character. I think everybody knows him. But you know, I will tell Cliff, I'll say, well, in confidence, so-and-so is coming, which I did last year. And the next thing you know, he's like, and Mary told me not to say this, but Diana Ross is coming, which that was a year past. But you know, this year I am much smarter, and I don't tell him a darn thing.
But boy, he finds out some stuff, doesn't he?
He does. And then he puts our pictures up on Facebook and all sorts of things. But then on August 10th, we have the Venturas, and this is a group that everybody can dance to.
I I've seen them before.
I
They
know.
are wonderful, and I love to dance to them.
I know you do. And Julia, beyond being our forecaster, sometimes she forecasts while she's dancing, you know? She's
Looking for a dance partner.
Yeah, she's always looking for a dance partner. Me too, but you know, not as much as Julia. And they do a great job.
Yeah,
and
they're
they
fun.
play around town, and
Yeah,
I
they
think
do.
they're a fabulous thing. And that's August the 10th. And then on September 14th, a group that's been here before, the Bird Street Players, and they do funk, soul, reggae. And when they were here last year, it was fabulous.
Yeah.
And it was just, people were dancing and just having the best time. And Friday Fest, everybody start at 5 o'clock. They go to 9 o'clock. The great thing is you see this gorgeous sunset, we hope. But according to Julia, that is all we're going to see. We're seeing no rain. And it's a free event. You bring your family, you bring a blanket or chairs, or just, you know, I sit on the wall outside and have
we
some
have
great
wonderful
food.
vendors who sell all kinds of food.
From ice cream to
yeah,
hot dogs
and
to
beverages, every
seafood
kind
and-
you can think of.
And it's just a, you know, or you know, just to come and have a bottle of water and just hang out. And it really, really is nice. And I must say, sometimes the best days are the overcast days when it's
Yeah,
cooler.
a little cooler.
Yeah. And then one day we're sitting here watching them Friday Fest, and a wedding chapel goes floating by on the water. I will never forget that, you know?
They're supposed to come back too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you going to be on it getting married?
I don't think so.
Well, I can only hope for myself. That's all I
There
can
you
say.
go. I will hope for you too, Mary.
Thank you. But as well as Sunset and Metro PCS, we have some other great sponsors, the Van Wezel Foundation, Boar's Head, Comcast, we have
Bright House.
Bright House, and
ABC7.
ABC7 is always
Observer.
super. And I was really mad at the last one at our ABC weatherman, because I told him I expected good.
Well, see, John Scald. We're gonna
We're gonna
scald
work
that
on
Scalzi.
We're gonna scald Scalzi. And we have, you know, Business by the Bay, and also the TDC supports us.
Yep.
And then, of course, our Executive Director Council. So we have a lot of great sponsors that make this possible for the community. And it's really fabulous. At a time when everything was falling apart due to the economy, we still had Friday Fest on the Bay, which I thought was really, really fabulous.
It is.
And I think that this is one of the most special events that's held in Sarasota. And I just think, on behalf of the staff and myself, I really, really enjoy Friday Fest. So remember, our next one, July 13th, with Adrian Ray, and then August the 10th, I believe,
is the Venturas.
and September the 14th.
is the Bird Street Band.
They have Bird Street Band, and they're really fabulous. And so everybody, come on down, bring your dog. I promise Tinkerbell will not be here because she would bite your dog, so she's staying back at the ranch, as they say.
So
and
picnic with us on the bay.
picnic on the bay. And we'll be back in just a minute about some of the great work that goes on at the Van Wezel for a lot of groups in need. And welcome back to At the Van Wezel, and I am here with my great pleasure to have Shellie Eddie, our new grants writer, here to talk to us today about some of the special things the Van Wezel has been able to do thanks to the generosity of the community and from the foundations in town and in the nation.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about yourself first, Shellie. I know you are very involved in the community here.
Yes, I've been here, this year it'll be 10 years that I've lived in the community. Been involved with nonprofits and youth groups here in the community, and actually have been affiliated with the Van Wezel through the box office for several years. Came on board in January of this year as a grant writer, and really worked to promote the education and community projects and programs that are here at the Van Wezel in the education department. A lot of people hear about the theater and the wonderful performances that we have, but they don't know that there's a community arm and an education arm to what we do here at the hall.
And you also, I should tell everybody, Shellie's an attorney. She also works with a lot of community groups here in town. And I know you're active in your church, and so it's really great to have you on the staff, and she's been a great addition to having to being part of us.
It's been a pleasure. I know for me, with my experience through the box office, that was one of the ways that I first became interested and introduced to the arts here in Sarasota, to be able to see the diversity of art experiences that are here, and have been able to pass that on to youth groups in the community, both in North Sarasota and Greater Sarasota County, to let them know that the arts is for everyone, and that there are affordable art programs here, and that it's an extension of the vibrancy of living here in Sarasota County.
And I know we've had some really exciting projects. We get operational grants. We get them for our education department, and capital grants. The Selby Foundation was great a couple years ago, helping us with the new seats, and we've got a couple capital things to talk about. But tell me about the Kennedy Center grant for special needs children.
Well, one of the things that we were so pleased with, it's a partnership with the MetLife Foundation and the John F. Kennedy Center for Performing Arts, and they have what's called a Very Special Arts Initiative. The purpose of that initiative is to make sure that the education programs in the arts are fully integrated for students that have physical and cognitive disabilities to participate alongside their peers that are fully mobile, with no interruptions, no exclusions, to feel like they're fully part of the arts. So we were able to get a program that basically allows them to create art in the schools, and then to come to the theater and experience school-time performances that accentuate STEM performances, science, technology, engineering, and math through Science Rocks, one of the performances coming here. And we've been able to partner with the teaching artists at the school to be able to put a program together where they create art on-site at their school, and then come here to the Van Wezel and actually see a school-time performance.
Which is fabulous, and I know we've gotten, over the years, a great deal of support from the TDC for an operational support, and we're grateful to Sarasota County for that. And then I think it's really fabulous. We have a program called Any Given, we have the Any Given Child program, as well as we have, our senior program, as well as those for families. Can you tell us a little bit, and who are some of the people that have funded some of these grants?
Well, with regard to senior access, a lot of people don't know that we have a population here in Sarasota that are aging and are low to moderate income, and don't have the ability to come to the arts as some of their more affluent counterparts. So we developed a senior access to the arts program that basically removes obstacles for seniors to be able to come to this hall and experience live theater. And we're so grateful.
Which is so important, isn't it?
It is, and what studies have shown is that with that communication and interaction and access to the arts, it increases brain activity. It basically extends the life of seniors here in our community. And we're so grateful to the Paddock Foundation that was able to underwrite support for that grant. So they've been instrumental in that process.
I think the Paddock are special people for doing that. I had a mother that died from Alzheimer's, and I think keeping the mind stimulated is something really, really important. And we got such a lovely letter from someone that actually had been an assistant architect on the theater and was able to partake of this program, and he was like, I hadn't been able to afford to come, and then suddenly he could come again, and so it really helps, I think, a lot with your dignity.
It does, and one of the other things that we were so excited about is we have community partners here that help us to identify seniors that can come to the program, and this year we were able to forge a partnership with the Sarasota Housing Authority, where they were able to bring in residents from their facility to come and participate in programming. And this past season we had a group of 14 Russian residents who were seniors that were able to come to one of our ballet performances here in the hall.
Which is with a Russian dance troupe.
Absolutely.
Which is wonderful.
And they were so appreciative of the opportunity. I mean, from the front door to getting to their seats, they were just giddy the entire time, and they were just grateful for that support.
And then we have Total Access, which involves families that are financially challenged. Not welfare families, but We see a lot of single mothers, that are trying to, make sure that their kids get through school and things like that. And the nice thing about Total Access, which has been funded by a couple of people, Cordelia Lee Beatty.
The Beatty Foundation, yes. And the thing that I wanted to point out about Total Access is that these are working families that, but for the support of these community foundations, would not be able to afford to have theater experiences as a family. School time performances allow students to come as a part of their school, but it doesn't allow families always, because they're working during the day, to come and be able to participate. And so what we've seen is the interaction between the parents and the children. It improves the activities in the home. They have more interest in the arts. They get more involved in the homework of their children.
They eat here at Madison's?
They have a meal here before the performance through Madison's, and it's a pre-dinner experience, and they get to sit on the bay and have a wonderful dinner, and basically they digest the whole experience of being here at the hall and experiencing the arts and being able to see the bay, and it's just a wonderful opportunity.
It really is, and I really don't think that people in the community know about a lot of these projects that we have going on. And we also have a grant. We've done capital things where we've also had a sound system. Right now we're working on a project where hopefully we can redo and add, ladies, to the lavatories here at the theater, because
Absolutely.
Men don't usually complain, but I can tell you, standing in a long line, it would be great to have more bathrooms here at the hall. And then we're also talking about doing a special project outside where we can extend the terrace. There'll be sails over the terrace, so we'll be able to eat outside and see this gorgeous view. I mean, you can't beat the view here at the Van Wezel.
You can't beat the view, and what it'll do is it will be an asset to our Friday Fest performances. It will extend the life of the theater from season to season.
Which is a free thing.
A free event for the family to come out and be able to just participate.
And boy, do we see families.
Absolutely.
And dogs. Everybody brings their dog, except for me, because my dog is anti-dog friendly, and that would be just too bad. Well, anyway, please, if anybody has any interest in any of these programs or has ideas for us on new granting sources, please contact Shellie. She's right here at the Van Wezel, and she works really, really hard. And I really have to commend you for all the lives that you've helped enrich in the Sarasota community.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. And one more partnership we wanted to mention is that we have a wonderful partnership with the Sarasota County Libraries, and we have what's called a Read It, See It series that's with our school time performances. And I brought a prop, so to speak, so that our viewing audience could see the bookmark. And this is a poster that's in all of the county libraries. And what they've done is, because they have supported the reading initiative for each performance, every performance for school time has a book that's attached to it. And all of the books are available in the Sarasota County Libraries for circulation, so they can read the stories and get familiar. So they read it in the library, and then they come here to the Van Wezel to experience it. So we're just so grateful to the Sarasota County Libraries for their partnership.
And the Van Wezel Foundation.
Absolutely.
So you have to know that Van Wezel is not just entertainment and seeing shows. We do a lot of things in the community, and we're really grateful to all of these foundations and individuals that help us do what I think is great work, here at the Van Wezel.
And as much as we're able to do it, there's still a need, and we would love to have your support.
Thank you. And we will be back in just a minute.
Did you know City of Sarasota drinking water is very safe? Tested every 2 hours. Delivered right to your house. Much more affordable than bottled water. Environmentally friendly. And it tastes good. City of Sarasota water. Safe, affordable, environmentally friendly.
And welcome back to At the Van Wezel. Isn't that special, some of the things that go on here that people probably don't know?
Yeah, I mean, and I thought she did a great job of explaining it.
Well, and Shelley's new as our grants writer, and it's a part-time job, and you're looking for all sorts of opportunities to fund different things because, we certainly need new things in the building, and I'm so excited because, when we have this new extension, we're going to do sails over the patio and hopefully have a tiki hut out there, and this will be great because we have a lot of weddings here at the Van Wezel. One of our friends got married here at the Van Wezel, and she said it was just fabulous. And Madison's did a great job with the catering. And the funny story about is Pat Abate's daughter
this is hilarious.
Got married here, and they're having the wedding, and the ceremony's going on, and
out by the
water,
the statue in the bay.
And we have Segway tours here. Well, the Segway tour comes along, And they must have seen that there was a wedding going on, but did they stop and go back? No, they went right during the wedding ceremony
Right down
behind
the
them.
sidewalk behind them.
But Pat said, well, it'll give them something that they can talk about for years to come about the Segway tour in the middle of the wedding. So anyway, come to the Van Wezel proms, business meetings, and all sorts of weddings, and you can't find a better place, you know.
The best wedding is a wedding with a story.
There you go. There you go. I'll tell you about my friend Susie's wedding with the alligator someday.
Oh.
But anyway, we get asked a lot about booking and how we work. And Julie and I actually this summer were at a conference in West Palm Beach. We belong to an association called the Florida Facility Managers and the Florida Presenters. And the Florida Facility Managers are all the arenas, the stadiums, football stadiums, of course, and then the theaters and convention centers. And we work together and we try to get legislation passed that's good for theaters. And we were working as a group against these secondary ticket sites where they buy our tickets and then resell them to the public at the inflated prices. And they try to look like us on the website. So we've warned you before, make sure you're on www.vanwezel.org, and that's the only place to buy your tickets, or at the box office or on the phones, because we don't want you to get charged. If you know, if you want to spend $1,700 for a ticket that's worth $95, fine with me, because you know, if that's what you want to do, but we don't recommend that because you know.
And they do this before we even get close to a sellout,
right.
So it's not something that you know you need to go out and spend that money.
Right. And at these conferences,
just to get a ticket,
we network with our peers, and we work together. We do what we call block booking. Like a show may start at Ruth Eckerd Hall and come here, and then it goes to Miami. And so we work very closely together. And I think Florida has the best organization.
Yes.
Of state associations, and we've all been great friends. I am one of the past presidents. Julia nominated me. It was so much work, but it's been one of my greatest joys and friendships. It's been fabulous because I really do know.
But we've been members for a very, very long time.
Yes, we have.
It's a good group.
And it's a good group. And then there are other meetings we go to where we book shows. And what happens is there's several conferences. We belong to Southern Arts, it's called, or Performing Arts Exchange. This year happens to be being held in Miami, which is great because I don't have to get on a plane. I can just drive over. And all the agents come down and they have little booths, and we make meetings with the agents that make the most sense for us. And my goodness, my booking person, Charmaine McVicker, books us a different meeting every half hour. So we go from 8 in the morning till sometimes 1 o'clock at night, and we go from meeting to meeting to meeting, and that's how we book these shows. You know, that's how you get a Johnny Mathis or a Sheryl Crow or Crosby, Stills and Nash. And you meet with the agents, and you also then, we will have a consortium meeting with the states where we'll again talk to our Florida friends and see what's working for them and what's, you know, positive.
This Performing Arts Exchange is our venues from the east, all from the northeast down to the southeast.
Yes, they do.
It represents all venues, yeah.
A third, you know, the middle of the country, the west and the south. And then we go to one in New York in January, and that's all the people that present shows from all across the country and all the agents, and they hold it in New York, and the reason why is, of course, it's a big place for us to be able to see.
Well,
they also have workshops where you can see, you know, you get a chance to see an artist that you may not have ever seen before. That's where we met the monks, the Tibetan monks. They were doing a beautiful sand painting. And, you know, I also get a chance to go to Broadway shows and look at them and see what's coming up and we start meeting with Broadway agents, and so that's really, really fabulous. And then we go to a conference called the Broadway League where all the Broadway producers from New York City and you know, all over, quite frankly,
we had Canada also.
Well, from London, Andrew Lloyd Webber sent representatives over. He has a new version of The Wizard of Oz. He's actually wrote some new songs, and they showed a preview of that. And the big new show in London this year is called Matilda. And in fact, I think you're going to be putting out with our e-blast a special contest where people can win tickets to go see Matilda.
In New York, and a lot of other things. So be on the lookout for that e-blast.
And how do they join up for our e-blast, Julia?
They go to our website, and it'll actually have, right on our main homepage of the website, just click on Join Our Email Club, and just click on it, and it will take you through the rest of it.
Because we have email newsletters, we give tickets away, we are also on Twitter and Facebook, And it's a great way to hear some of the things that are coming up because I had a chance to go and see some great musicals. One of the thrills this year, and New York, I think I may have mentioned this at the last, at the Van Wezel, but all these theater people, there were 500 of us in the room, and they brought Meryl Streep out. And,
oh, yeah.
We're so jaded because we meet stars, all the time. But Meryl Streep came out.
This was special, wasn't it? Mary and I
she's-
sat there thinking, oh, I got a seat, front row seats. Then we're thinking, oh, God, we're going to probably be a little bored, and how are we going to, turn around?
Well, you have to pay attention when you're in the front row, is what Julia's trying to say.
Basically.
But anyway, no reading your iPad
No
or
reading
anything
your
like that.
iPad.
But Meryl Streep walks out, and let me tell you, she was as funny and sweet and beautiful, and this is, I think, the greatest actress of our time, and so it was
very
fabulous.
humbled. I thought she was very humble.
She was very humble. And so we are also had some great news in the July issue of Venues Today. They have all the venues at different sizes, and for theaters under 2,000 seats, and this is for North America. This isn't for Florida, North America. We have been ranked the #1 performing arts hall under 2,000 seats.
That's a biggie.
That's a biggie. I'm so excited.
That is a biggie, absolutely.
And even in the 5,000 seat category for Florida,
that's right.
We came in, I think it was
hot tickets,
in
we
hot
were number
spots.
4.
Hot spots, and we were number 4. And of course, Ruth Eckerd Hall was there, the Straz and the Broward Center.
Yep.
But these are all theaters that, have 2,000, 3,000 seats, and we, with our little 1,700 seats, were able to be right up there with them. So
in dollar amount.
In dollar amounts, absolutely,
that's
in sales.
Amazing.
And in the 2,000 and under, there were 20 theaters that were ranked, and we were #1, but that was just the top 20. And then I do want to tell you, we have subscriptions are still on sale. We have a great Broadway season highlighted by Les Miserables and by Peter Pan with Kathy Rigby and Chicago and
Catch
Traces
Me If You Can.
and Catch Me If You Can. And then we have a great American Orchestra series with the Pittsburgh, the Boston, and the Philadelphia.
Oh, wait,
and
that's
then dance. Exciting dance series with Motion House and Scattered and Momix and a great Russian ballet with Sleeping Beauty.
It's fabulous.
And then we also have on sale, and we haven't done a lot of advertising, but we have Celtic Thunder is on sale right now. And Celtic Thunder sold every seat last year, and it is, I think, November 1st. So you can go to our box office now or our website or call us, get your subscriptions or buy tickets to Celtic Thunder. And this is going to be the Irish year at the Van Wezel, because additionally we have Lord of the Dance in our dance series, but it's just been announced that Celtic Woman is being added to the series. It's coming in May, so you have Thunder in November and Women in May, but Celtic Woman, I've seen it twice. It is spectacular. I'm sure many of you have seen it on PBS.
Yes.
It is a huge show, and that's going to be on sale very shortly, if not right now.
Yeah.
And you can go to our box office website or on the phones. And you know what? Get both of them, because one is totally different from the other. And you call our box office at
953-3368.
Or
you go to our box office, or you go online at vanwezel.org, not
and we will be back in late August, early September to tell you about all the stars coming to At the Van Wezel. Have a great summer, everybody.